Margie Lehrman. I am the CEO of the American Craft Spirits Association, and I want to personally welcome you not only to this webinar, but to Portland, where we'll all be in a couple of weeks. We're so thrilled that you are joining us. We know that during our 10th anniversary, which this year is called Better with Age is our theme, this will be one of our best conventions ever. As some of you know, and some of you may have rolled over your convention fees from back in 2020, we were supposed to be in Portland March 2020. We were all set to go. We had so much energy. All of our merchandise was already there, as much of yours was already in the hands of Heritage. And lo and behold, something called COVID shut down the state of Oregon, and subsequently many states followed suit. So here we are 3 years later. We still have even renewed energy, if not more, for this event. And again, our heartfelt thanks for you to stick there with us, for those who had been registered back in 2020. And for all of you who are new to our ACSA family, welcome. Want to just take a minute or two to tell you a little bit about the American Craft Spirits Association, particularly for those of you who are new to our family. And I say family because when you become a member, as an affiliate member or a regular voting member of ACSA, we, the collective we, believe not just in networking, but that you are now a part of our family, where we are so willing to give, share resources, share ideas, and we expect the same back from you in terms of not having a dysfunctional family, but one that really connects. American Craft Spirits Association was founded January 11th, 2013. So we are now officially 10 years old. We started with a few dozen, maybe up to 100 members. We're now well over 700 members strong, with the goal this year to be at that 1,000 mark. Coming into this particular convention, I will tell you that we've got just under 150 different distilleries represented. They come from upwards of 40 states across the US. The people who come to our convention are the people who can make a difference in terms of how that business operates. Not just distillers, but owners and operators, or if they are a distiller, people who really know what they need in order to make the business a success. We have those who are label makers, label designers. We have folks internally, not only in marketing, sales, front of the house, back of the house, those who are out in the marketplace trying to sell the product. So you will find in our midst a group of people who are committed, who are dedicated, who are passionate. This last December, we had our economic data briefing. If you haven't seen those results, I just want to share with you, and for those who had seen the briefing, to remind you, at the end of August last year, we estimate there's about 2,700 producing craft distillers in the United States. That cuts across every single state, where a few years ago, there were some states that yet had a craft distiller. Not true today. What does that mean in terms of the industry? It means that we last year sold 13.2 million 9-liter cases. And right now we've reached 7.5 billion in sales for the United States craft spirits market, which means that opportunities for the future are bright. It means that our opportunities to work together with you is bright. And it means that I think collectively working together, we will make an absolute difference for the community of craft distillers and our industry as a whole. Now, a couple of things I want to bear in mind and have you also think about. Our convention is a harassment-free zone. It is, and it's not just limited to sexual harassment. You will be seen on the app when it is launched that we will have our sexual harassment and actually harassment policies. I raise this with you because some of the industry cousins have had issues before in their midst, and I pride myself, the organization, on having an organization that is welcoming and embracing of all. We're in the alcohol business. We know that sometimes people drink. We know that sometimes when people drink, who they are comes out in a way that if they maybe perhaps hadn't been drinking, they wouldn't have been that person. So I also am asking each of you to work with me and my team to make sure that even if you see something that doesn't feel right for you, come and flag it for one of us. We were able to receive our temporary sales license, our nonprofit license, working with the Oregon Distillers Guild. And we've told the Oregon Liquor Control Commission that we're on top of making sure that no one is unruly or does anything that would be unsavory at our event. Again, I ask all of you to assist me. If you see anything like that, please let us know. There will be some of us wearing little, the equivalent. Stephanie, we're not going with ribbons. We're going with,
stars.
What is it? Stars. Some of us will have little stars. If we're wearing a little star, that means that we are considered a quote alcohol manager for this particular event. Let us know what's going on. Something else I want to address right up front before we turn to the really important parts of the program is our healthcare protocol, because we've been getting questions already about this. I wish I could tell you what we experienced 3 years ago is gone and nobody has to worry about it. I can't tell you that. COVID protocols still do exist. What you will find from your American Craft Spirits Association staff is we will be testing every morning because we know we're proximate to most of our guests. We will also be wearing masks. Masks are optional at the show, however. So if your comfort zone is without a mask, go for it. Similarly, if someone is wearing a mask, all we ask is for everyone's indulgent, recognizing and being respectful, whatever the comfort level is of someone. Please just honor that. And that goes right down to perhaps not shaking hands of someone that you might normally, and if they back up a little, then that old fist bump or the elbow bump would be perfectly acceptable. We ask you to honor this only because I go back to inclusivity. We want every single person to leave our convention being pumped up and truly feeling that we are better with age. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie Sadri, our director of our meetings and events. And Stephanie's going to give you a little bit more detail about the program itself. And again, thank you for being with us. Stephanie.
Thank you, Margie. Thank you, everybody. My name is Stephanie Sadri. I'm the director of meetings and events, as Margie said. I have probably spoken, emailed, carrier pigeoned, discussed something with all of you. So thank you so much for being here. Basically, what we're going to run through today is Heritage is our decorator, and I'm sure many of you have already communicated with them. They're going to kind of go through the process, any processing questions you might have, anything like that. What I do ask is after every, excuse me, after every segment, just please hold your questions until the end. We will do a little Q&A, just let everybody kind of get through their presentation. There are 42 of us on this call, so we don't want to have a bunch of people not being able to hear if they have a pertinent, which I'm sure that all are pertinent questions. After Heritage, we have our new partner, Bravura. Melissa with Bravura is our new app partner. She's going to speak a little bit to the exhibitor portal and the lead retrieval, which is a different process this year because we do have a different app. So if you still have the app from last year, go ahead and uninstall it. We have a new one coming out. We're very, very excited about that. And then after Bravura, myself and Annette, who handles our media sales, will talk to you about some opportunities for sponsorships and advertising. And then Kirsten Brooks, our education coordinator, will discuss a little bit about the education programs as well. So kind of just a quick run through. We just want to make sure everybody feels that they have all their questions answered and we're prepared for our show, which, believe it or not, we will all be at in 2 weeks, which is just crazy. So thank you again so much for being here. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. You can ping me, and then we will get to Q&A after each of the sections. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Heritage. Our great partner, Craig, is on the call, and I know he has some of his colleagues on as well to speak to what is going to happen in the next couple weeks.
All right, guys, everybody hear me okay? A little thumbs up. All right. Margie, Steph, thank you so much. It's good to be part of the ACSA experience once again. To all the exhibitors, my name is Craig Lorenz, and I am the account manager for the ACSA show with Heritage. And I thought it would be best to kind of walk through what we do, what your pre-show experience, your show experience, your post-show experience. And so to kind of kick it off, we're technically known as a general services contractor. So what we do is we'll provide you, with all your physical furnishings. We'll be there to be a service provider for the show. And kind of a word that I throw out there, we're your show concierge. So whereas we may not have the answers or provide the services for every question or need you might have, we certainly will know who will. So throughout the entire show, both pre, during, and post, come see us at the desk. The desk will be staffed all the hours that the building is open, and we'll be able to answer any questions that you have. So, but that kind of gives a quick explanation of what we do there. But I'll get to more specifics here, and if I get a little long-winded stuff, just kind of raise a hand up, and I'll speed it up a little bit, because the details can consume you here a little bit. So, and again, like Stephanie said, anyone that's got any questions, I'll put my email in the chat. So afterwards, if they're specific, we can just email back and forth directly and help you out the best we can. So with that, and another little plug for Stephanie and Marjorie, I do probably 25 to 30 events a year, and I want to say you guys are amongst first class folks that are taking care of you with the ACSA group. Nobody else does a webinar like you guys put on, so it's great to get all this information out in front of everybody. So I just want to let everybody know you're being well taken care of here. So okay, so move in and don't get hung up on the specific dates and times. All this information is in your exhibitor kit, so I'll probably go through them pretty quick, but I'll say them out loud, but you don't have to really write them down or anything. But your move-in day is Thursday, February 9th at 9 a.m. So when you arrive to your booth will be furnished with your booth package. If you shipped in any freight to the advanced warehouse, your freight will be at your booth waiting for you. If you get any other additional services that you may have ordered, primarily electrical or AV, that should all be installed as well. The main point with that is handled through the building. If you have not ordered those services, it gets confusing on show site as to who's who. If you get the show site and you think you ordered it, but you're not sure and you're coming to us, I'm going to let you know in your exhibitor kit, and I did have the pages marked down here, but it's towards the back. Specifically, electrical is on page 58. If you want to put eyes on that, and then that way you can get all kind of set up, because it does get a little frustrating if you get the show site and you're ready to go and for some reason your power's not there. I did talk to the building and have confirmed they will have a presence on show site as well. They'll have a service desk right next to ours. So it's a pretty seamless transaction, but the more stress we can remove beforehand, the better, because everybody loves trade shows, but I can't say everyone loves the move in, move out process. It's more fun during show days. But okay, I'll just kind of move down the line here. If you did ship to the advanced warehouse, we don't, unless we handled your freight, we won't know what you shipped. So I would strongly suggest you confirm your freight has been received. You can just do that with your carrier or whoever's handling that. The disconnect can come on show site where, and that's probably one of the most common questions we get is, where's my freight? If you say, oh, we shipped it to the advanced warehouse, well, my first question is, you're going to have to track it. So definitely do your homework on that before you get there. It's definitely an easy piece of the puzzle that we can solve before it even becomes an issue. So for those of you who are shipping to show site, we will have a full freight team there with all the equipment, and I've got some of the best freight guys in our circles that'll be there to be able to take care of you. You are able to hand carry any of your items yourself straight from the docks. Anything that would require a pallet jack or forklift, we will have to handle that for you. Safety precautions, some union rules there, but so if you get there and you've got a truck and you need a forklift help, we absolutely can provide that service for you. But if you bring your own forklift, we won't be able to let that happen, but not many people do. So let's see here. Oh yeah, so A couple of the most common questions we have, I know it sounds silly, but like I said, where's the bathroom? And I don't have power. So again, I'm kind of touching back on making sure you get your power needs kind of buttoned up before you get there. As you get to your booth, there's a lot of carpet orders on this show. So you're gonna get to your booth, your carpet will look like you're not ready to host a dinner party. That is intentional, because as you move in, you create trash and debris and whatnot. I promise you, every carpet gets vacuumed before show day, before show opening. So we have a soft opening, or no, show opens Friday afternoon. It'll be vacuumed and it'll look amazing at that time. So that's obviously intentional. Now this show, the Oregon Convention Center does have the exclusive on porter service and booth cleaning. So after Friday, you'll have to order those services with the building. It's not that we don't want to, it's just that's how it works in some buildings, and other buildings it's different. But so if your trash can gets filled up, by all means, you can certainly empty it, but if you come to our desk, it's or if you need it more often, a lot of these shows will the trash is more active than others. So if you think you're going to have that, you might want to order porter service through the building. And I wrote that page down as well. That is on page 62 of your exhibitor kit. And that goes with cleaning as well. So after Friday night, after the show opening Friday night, then if you want your booth vacuumed, that service would have to be provided by the Oregon Convention Center. So just kind of connect those dots a little bit. It can be confusing. Also during move-in, an important fact is the Oregon Convention Center has kind of a high level of a sustainability initiative. So they will have bins, for lack of a better term, kind of like receptacles on the show floor, kind of larger ones. All we ask is, to the best that you can, put your cardboard in the cardboard, stretch wrap someplace. What we will clean up as well, but it's hard for us to kind of police everybody. Just, it's not a perfect system, but we do want to make every effort that they would like for us to make. So just kind of be conscious of that as you're moving in. So that kind of wraps up move in a little bit. I kind of want to go to, and I'm sure everyone will have specific questions, but on show day, for the most part, we definitely are there to help with anything that you might need. Let's say you need an extra table, or your carpet's coming up, we need to put some attention to that. For the most part, we're definitely there just on the sideline. Show day is definitely for you guys, and if everything's set, you enjoy your day and do your thing. And we're certainly there to help. Because your show is like a day and a half, what a lot of people will do is they will get their outbound paperwork done maybe Saturday afternoon, or you can certainly do it anytime. With 150 or so exhibitors, the service desk might get kind of backed up on move out day. And so the more paperwork you have completed, the faster and more pleasant your experience certainly will be. So I'll kind of transition to post-show. There's not a lot. Well, let me back up. If you carried your items in, or maybe you didn't, or maybe you don't have any items post-show, you safe travels, and we hope to see you in 2024. You're good to go. 99% of our effort and what we provide, or our help that we give to the exhibitors on post-show, is strictly outbound freight. One of the couple things here. Everybody who is shipping outbound, even if it's with your own carrier, you will need to fill out a bill of lading, and you can get that up at the service desk, and we will certainly walk you through it. What we kind of get tripped up there a little bit, people will say, well, I got my own bill of lading, I got my own carrier. Absolutely, that's great. We need our official paperwork as well, and what that paperwork does, it gives us permission to handle your freight and give it to a stranger, or obviously, or your contracted carrier. It's kind of a legal document that gives us that permission. So you might get different information from whoever's handling your freight at your offices, but on show site, it's definitely mandatory. Everyone, we got to have that on every piece that's going out. More importantly, maybe than that, are the FedEx and UPS deliveries. Those, if you have pre-printed labels and someone somewhere, like probably FedEx or UPS, said, yep, we come to the convention center, we'll pick it up. I promise you, and I could probably put Rachel on the spot or CSR, I promise you they are not going to pick it up on Saturday or Sunday during the move out hours. Yes, they definitely deliver to the convention center for sure, like they do any place, but that's probably during their normal shipping receiving hours. You will definitely need to physically carry those packages to a FedEx or UPS store. And we definitely understand that those, it's not the easiest thing to do, but unfortunately they just won't show up to the exact haul. And that haul is being set up for another show like the next day. And any freight that's left, they don't necessarily, convention centers don't necessarily have shipping and receiving staffing in their halls. They're not like a manufacturing company that is doing that on a daily basis. So it's kind of how it's set up. We will have our carrier on site. Anybody that needs to have freight handled, don't stress about, we will have that service available. We contract a carrier to be there, whether we take one box, a full trailer, or it's empty. And that's on us. So you don't have to worry about that. There will be options available. I'm just trying to definitely steer you in the right direction. If you're shipping a 1 pound, or not 1 pound, sorry, a 5 pound FedEx box, and it has to go on a carrier rate, it's not going to be the same rate that you probably get with your contractor rate with FedEx or UPS. So a lot of information, but that being said, we're there to help you and to make your experience as pleasant as possible. So don't, like I'm rapid firing everybody here with a lot. So don't get too worried. We'll definitely walk you through the process, but on move out day, that's kind of what you can expect. It's pretty busy. It's pretty crazy. And like I said, the more you can get done ahead of time, the better. And then it always works out. So that kind of, I guess I would say, or say the questions at the end, but Steph, that kind of wraps up the walkthrough of what they can kind of expect. And if there's anything maybe I might have missed, definitely let me know.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions for Heritage?
Yeah, quick question. Is there a UPS or FedEx office on site at the convention center?
Yeah, Michael, that is the question. It's a great question. I don't believe there is. There wasn't that one that I could see when I did my little search there. And unfortunately, I have not worked in this building. There is one that's a half mile away that is open on Sunday until 6. We usually do the homework on those things. So if anyone needs that information, we kind of fast track it for you. But good question. And I'll get in touch with the building just to confirm that. I did not see one though when I was looking, before this call.
And is that one that's half an hour or half a mile away, FedEx or UPS?
FedEx.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find out too, because I am honestly not sure if the Hyatt has one. Some of these bigger convention hotels tend to have either a FedEx or UPS on site, but we'll find out that as well.
Stephanie, if I could just hop in here with one point, which is irrespective of whether you begin to break down when the show ends on that Saturday, or you wait until the next day to move out. Want to make sure as we go through the schedule that you, our exhibitors, know that you are welcome as attendees at our convention to every component, from education that you'll hear about from Kirsten to the events that we have. I'm super, super thrilled to let you know that on Saturday evening, we actually have our own private American Craft Spirits concert in a true concert hall. It is the oldest still usable concert hall in the United States, that a dance hall that has a wooden dance floor that's floatable. So when you stand on it, it actually kind of moves up and down. We have hired Lucy, not Lucy, I always say Lucy, Ruby Friedman, who's coming with her, I think, 7-piece orchestra band. It's a genre of music that I think will appeal to everyone, but because it's a little bit of everything. So please consider, even if you go out for a great dinner, that event goes in the evening until 11 p.m., I believe. So once you leave, also leave the exhibit hall, please understand that on Sunday, we continue to have events. Again, you are all welcome to attend those events. Stephanie, I'm going to ask you to highlight those at the conclusion. But for now, I just wanted to make sure that while you've got the packing in your mind, to know that you are welcome to be with us for our other items.
Great. Yeah, I can go through the schedule, excuse me, towards the end too, just to talk through that, but we really hope to see you Saturday evening. One of the big things that we get from our surveys from attendees is that they really like the networking and the collaboration. And this is just a really organic, great opportunity to do that, to keep mixing and mingling. So great. Well, if nobody has any questions for Heritage, I am going to turn it over to Melissa from Bravura. I'm very, very excited about this new partnership we have and this new app that we are utilizing this year. And so things are a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different process than in the past, but I think speaking of the networking, collaborating, the way the lead retrieval is going to work, your portals, everything completely different this year. And we've hopefully elevated the experience for everybody. So Melissa, take it away.
Absolutely. And Stephanie, before I get started, do we have the ability to, do we have the rights to share our screen?
I think I can give you that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just start off. Hi, everybody. It's great to meet you. My name is Melissa Chasso. I work with Bravura Technologies. Like Stephanie said, we are in charge of the mobile app and the exhibitors, the lead toolkit that you guys will have the opportunity to purchase. I'm actually going to have my colleague Nathan actually show you the exhibitor portal. Stephanie, we are going to, still wait on your final approval for all of this, but I first just wanted to mention that it will all be on one app, on the ACSA 2023 app. Once you actually purchase that leads license, it will appear as an icon on the app, and this will all make sense once you actually log in. But yeah, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Nathan, who will be showing you how the exhibitor console will appear to you.
And I made you both co-hosts, so you should be able to share.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll take that.
Are you gonna unmute yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Nathan. I'm going to be the
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now and show you exactly, let's see, how the portal will work for. Let's see. Awesome. So yes, so as Melissa was saying, we will be providing the service for exhibitors here for the lead retrieval app, or for the app. And so one thing that exhibitors will see, if you on the app, there will be a special icon for exhibitors that have the access to the leads. So everybody will have the same icons, but exhibitors will have one icon that shows leads. This will show you, this is where you will be able to scan all your, your attendees in and get the information that, you would want when you're on site. So this is the exhibitor portal here that I'm showing you guys right now. When you land here, the email address that is the primaries on the account is what you'll type in. When you log into there, this is the screen that you'll land in. So I'm just going to quickly go over the tabs because a lot of people usually have questions about this information. To purchase leads, you would just go to the purchase. So I'm just going to kind of go down the tab list, available products. You'll be able to purchase leads or purchase the leads here. After you purchase them, you'll be able to see the purchase products. For the profile, for the basic information, you can put in all that. You'll be able to see your name, booth number, and this is how it'll appear on the app as well. For the marketing materials, this is something that we advise the exhibitors to take a minute to insert all their links or upload documents. The attendees will be able to see this on the app when they look into your booth. Same thing with the search and keyword or the search keywords. If any attendee is trying to search through the app, you can kind of specialize some keywords that might, make your booth stand out for another one if somebody's looking for a specific product. So you can do that. For logo on the app, you will be able to add a logo. So for here, you can just add in a profile, and on the app, it'll show the logo for your booth. The product details. So what you can do here is we've made an import option. It pulls up in a Excel format, and it's essentially just what the product that you're trying to sell, and then the description of what the product is. You can add that, and then this list will show for the attendees as well, going through the product.
If I could go back to purchase available products.
Of course.
Just wanted to mention really quickly that as you can see, the quantity is set at 2 for the in the beginning. If you are to be purchasing leads, you will have to buy 2 at the beginning, but once you do that, you can actually go in quantities of 1. So it's just for that first purchase that will have to be 2. The next thing I would say is that yes, for each license, once you actually start scanning a badge, that license is going to be used. So I think Nathan will also kind of cover this, but as the exhibitor, the lead account, you will be able to actually assign people in your booth to use those leads licenses. So.
I was actually going to go and cover that. So this is kind of what the leads will look like once you purchase them. When you have access to your leads, you will be able to see this other additional tab pop up. And that's kind of tagging on to what Melissa was kind of going into. You'll be able to assign additional exhibitors that are tagged on your booth to leads. So you're tagging on to what Melissa was saying. You can assign people leads here through this tab, and you can see who is on your booth. You can collect, or you can select if people can or cannot track leads. And depending on how many leads that you have available is how many you can have tracking. The qualifying questions is an interesting one as well, another tab that a lot of exhibitors ask about. From here, you'll be able to ask several questions when you're scanning somebody's badge. This essentially is just something for you and your company. What I would suggest is there's multiple different types of questions that you can ask. You can ask single questions or multiple questions, or multiple choice, saying, this person is interested in X, Y, and Z. And you can have several options going through after scanning a badge to make sure that this person is somebody that you do want, proceeding for the lead after the event. Let's see what else. The exporting lead is probably one of the biggest questions asked when on site. So after the event is over, people are usually asking, how do I get these leads, right? I have all this information. Going forward, this is probably the easiest way to do it, but there is an export leads button on the app that will be provided. And what we ask most of the exhibitors to do on a daily basis, just in case, is to export the leads. What will happen is it will be sent directly to your email. One will be sent to the primary on the account. And then also to, if you are one of the other exhibitors that have been assigned the leads, you will get a personal list in Excel form of all your leads. At the end of the event, we ask everybody to export them. And from here, you'll be able to see a whole list. The primary will be able to see everybody's on the account. And this is where you would go to get all the information that you've collected over the event. And I believe that is it. We'll go ahead and open up the floor. Does anybody have any questions about the lead retrieval for the event?
I know there are some questions in the chat.
Yeah, one of the big questions in the chat was when you guys will have access to this. Right now, I'm currently working with Bravura to get everything approved and it needs to get submitted to the App Store. But we're really hoping to have all that done just as soon as possible. The approval for everything should happen today from our end, and then it'll go to Bravura, who will then submit it to the Google Play Store and the Apple store. And then as soon as we get that, you guys will all get a portal and get access to this because we know you're all very eager to have it and we are excited to share.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions for us?
Looks like one of the questions is, are they able to load more than the logo?
One logo. I don't believe so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you can load more than one logo. I know that you can swap them out if you want to go with one logo one day and swap out a logo the second day. You can go that route, but you cannot have. I don't believe you can have more than one logo attached to the booth at one time.
Another question is it just company profile or can we add staff? So as an attendee, you will also be able to actually add your own, let's say headshot if you wanted to. But that would be in the app. And like Stephanie said, we're still working on actually getting it approved through the App Store. Once you actually have access to that, if you have any questions with regards to the app or the exhibitor portal, as you can see, we have a chat function, and you can always also email us at our support team. Let's see. Why do we need to? This person is asking, why do we need to buy 2 licenses if only one person is attending the show, forcing us to pay the $250? Nate, do you want to take that one?
So what we do for the events is there's a minimal purchase of 2 leads. That's just what is set.
Standard.
Correct. That's the standard. So it's a minimal of 2 license purchase for the first set, and then after that you can purchase as many single purchases you would like.
And then just to speak a little bit more to the question with the staff, you will also have an attendee profile. So you will be also in the app as an attendee, and then the company will be in as an exhibitor. So you will be able to also upload your own information as an attendee. And then that's obviously what you'll see as well from all of the other attendees too. So you'll be able to have kind of 2 different profiles as an exhibitor. You'll be your person and then the company.
You got it.
And I see Stephanie, you just answered about purchasing the lead retrieval up until the app is actually approved. Yes, that this will all be available once everything's submitted and finalized.
Which we're like almost there. We're super close.
We're really close. We're really close.
And I've already submitted the majority of your information to Bravura. So some of the newer exhibitors for maybe the last week or so, y'all make sure that they have all of the new information, but all of the rest of you are already submitted there. So as soon as we get approval, they already have your info and we can just get going right away.
Sure.
Any more questions?
Great.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah.
Thank
And if you
you.
guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. I believe Stephanie, I don't know if you have our information in terms of like our email or anything like that, feel free to reach out. And all that information will be visible again once we actually go live with all these systems. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I have all that information. If you guys need anything, just let me know. And then once we get going, you'll know right away. You'll get the information. Again, I think just one of the key things is same thing that I know some have run into with Heritage is I'm sending the primary email is the email that you registered the booth under. So that could also be a possibility. If you don't see it or you have any issues, let me know. But just know that that's the email. I can only send them 1 email per company. And then from there you can, obviously add staff and everything. But so if you don't see it or if you have any issues, just let me know and I'll try to make sure that connect you with the right people. So great. Well, I think the next section is myself and Annette. I will let Annette start with just some opportunities for any advertising and any questions anybody has on the advertising side. And then I'll talk a little bit on the sponsorship side if anybody has questions or is interested in that. But I will go ahead and turn it over to Annette.
Hi, thanks, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. I'm looking forward to meeting you in a couple of weeks at the convention. I'm Annette, and I handle the advertising sales. And also, I want to say, like, market opportunities to connect and to keep yourself top of mind with return to branding and also some of the lead gen programs that we have. For instance, we can offer you everything from e-newsletter, white papers, sponsor content, in addition to our digital publication, which I believe is the only one that comes out 6 times a year. So we have an ongoing communication with the audience. We also can offer you, as I said, you know, we have webinar programs. So it's a full portfolio of different media vehicles that will help you stay in touch with the market, you know, year round. And I think that, you know, you'll see that it's top caliber in terms of insights and editorial focus from the team that we have here. I'm happy to, you know, meet with all of you, as many of and, you know, to go over whatever your specific market strategy and needs are, because I think it's important to customize programs to help you reach the market. And any questions that you have, I look forward to answering and to working, you know, with you as your partner in continuing communication to the craft spirits industry.
Great, thank you, Annette. So myself and Annette will be on the floor periodically throughout the days that you are on the trade show floor. So if you have any questions, please feel free to snag one of us. And then again, if you have any questions or need her information, I have that as well. And happy to pass on to anybody. We do have some sponsorship opportunities also available. I think one of the big things that we're really excited about this year is one of the changes we made to the exhibit hall floor. Some of you may have noticed when you're looking at ExpoCAD, that we have 4 sections on each corner of the exhibit hall floor. Those are, some of them are designated for distillery kind of like meetup groups and community forums, where we're gonna offer a time frame for, say, the production managers to get together, or the sales teams to get together. Again, just getting that feedback from our distillers that they would like to meet with people who are in the same role that they are for maybe other distilleries. So there's going to be a lot more hopefully flow and energy into all 4 corners of the exhibit hall floor. The other thing we're offering is a sponsorship-led community forum, if you will, where you can get from behind the booth. It's an extension of your booth. If there's maybe a topic you would like to speak to or a conversation you would like to lead, that is also sponsorship opportunity. If you would like to have a 30-minute to 45-minute window of time where you can have one of those salons, and that would be sponsored by you, it would be led by you, and those are going to be available during trade show hours. We did work very, very hard this year to try to make sure that you had some really, truly dedicated time on the trade show floor that doesn't overlap with education, and that's going to be on Friday from that 1 to 6 window. We do have a first time meetup that'll happen in the exhibit hall, which if any of you were with us in New Orleans and Louisville, it was very highly attended. We usually have about 100 people that come to that, and so that'll be in the exhibit hall. And then from 5 to 6 we are doing a happy hour where we are getting product from our friends and local distillers in the Portland, Oregon area. So they'll be sponsoring the happy hour. That'll also be in the exhibit hall. And then from 6 to 7 is our President's Forum general session, which will be upstairs in the Oregon Ballroom. And to Margie's point, your registration includes admittance to all of these events. That is not a separate invite only or ticketed event. So you are more than welcome and encouraged to come to any of these events for the duration of the show. And then on Saturday, the trade show floor will be open as well. We open from 9 to 12:30. Sorry, I'm living and breathing these dates and times, but sometimes they still get a little mixed up for me. And then there will be some education overlap here. The great thing is that we are 100 steps, and I counted with my little Stegosaurus legs, from education to the exhibit hall. So it is very, very close. We'll make sure that there's coffee, water, everything like that, and that we just, again, want to kind of keep that traffic flow going. And then that for lunch that on Saturday, that'll be also in the Oregon Ballroom. We're going to have our packaging awards, some general session. Again, more than welcome to come to it. And then we're going to do dessert and coffee in the exhibit hall, and then flow back into education. And then again that night at the Crystal Ballroom with Ruby Friedman. And then on Sunday, if you stay with us, which we hope you do, we have education in the morning. And then we are doing a ping pong. I don't really want to say competition because I haven't necessarily planned anything. So friendly competition at Pips and Bounce, which is a local ping pong hall in the Portland area. And then I know it's Super Bowl. By Denver Broncos, we had a little bit of a rough year. So we are unfortunately didn't make it, but we will be having a Super Bowl / closing party at Rogue, which is actually right across the street from Pips and Bounce. So won't really have to go very far. And we're really excited about that event. And again, all are invited and welcome to come to these events. And we really hope to see you all there. So that is a run of the events. Margie, I saw you unmuted yourself.
I did. Thank you for acknowledging that. So the Washington Commanders also aren't in the Super Bowl with good reason this year, but I didn't want to gloss over our town hall meeting that we're also holding on Sunday before Pips and Bounce. Jeffrey Morgenthaler, preeminent mixologist, bartender, owner, cocktail author, will be our keynote speaker. That will be immediately followed by our town hall, which is opportunity for members of our organization to get a better sense of what's going on within the craft spirits community. And that's everything from our advocacy efforts to some highlights of education and kind of that piece of the program that gives you all the nuances of what it is to be a member. So on that, I will say, I mentioned up front that our goal this year is to get to 1,000 members. For those of you who did the registration yourself, you know that there's a member rate for exhibitors and a non-member rate for exhibitors. So if anyone is on this call as a non-member, I encourage you to really look at becoming a member of the American Craft Spirits Association. When we started out, it was starting more with education, which remains one of the prime reasons why people join ACSA, but advocacy efforts, the things that keep our industry growing, modernizing. We're on the Hill. I happen to be here in the Washington, D.C. area, so focus not only on Capitol Hill, but we're working much more closely, having hired a state policy advisor, working also with state legislatures to make sure that our industry is given, and it's not just for distillers, but obviously we rely on our suppliers to make this work, that we are given the business opportunities to be successful at every stage. So encouragement there to become a member. And even if you're not a member, that town hall meeting is not open only to ACSA members. We would welcome your presence as well as that at that luncheon.
Great. Thank you, Margie. Yeah, we're really excited about that keynote. So this is going to be a great event, and hopefully we will see you all at all of the different programs we have going on. Speaking of programs, I'm going to turn it over to our education manager. I apologize, I demoted her earlier. She's the guru of all education is really what I feel like her title should be for ACSA. And she'll talk a little bit about some of the different education things that we have to offer.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. My name is Kirsten Brooks. I'm ACSA's education manager. I'm based in Michigan, so as a Lions fan, I am used to disappointment relating to the NFL. Go Bengals, by the way. This year we have 36 hours of education. We had an unprecedented number of submissions this year. We had 83 proposals come in. So the education committee had a big task in selecting 36. Our education committee is composed of distillers and folks who work in distilleries. They may not be in operations, and they review and vet every single presentation proposal. Our education tends to fall into 3 categories. We typically have distilling and production topics. We have sales and marketing topics, and then we also have business, finance, and compliance topics. And as Margie mentioned, coming to the convention opens up the opportunity to all of you to attend these sessions as well. We received feedback a number of years ago that vendors also wanted to be able to come to our education sessions. And so that's why we really try to avoid overlap between the vendor trade show and our education hours. As Stephanie mentioned, there is a little bit of overlap, but we do record all of our education sessions. So we have 3 concurrent tracks. I know you can't be in 3 places at once, or 4 places if the vendor trade show is open too. So you can always come back and watch the recordings as well. And our next call for presentations will be open probably in May of 2024 in preparation for that convention. And as some of you on this call know, it's not mutually exclusive to be an exhibitor and an educator. So I welcome all of you to consider submitting a presentation proposal. And I'll just drop in the chat a link to our convention page. So this is not the most updated education schedule. We have had quite a few things shift last minute here, but this will give you a great idea of some of the presentations that we are expecting. And I'm here if you have any questions about education as well. Stephanie, back to you.
I feel like a newscaster. Like I'm loving this. Great. Well, it looks like we're kind of powering through everything really quickly, which is wonderful. I know everybody's super busy and we want to give you your time back, but I don't want to cut this short. If anybody has any questions for me or really anybody on the team, Bravuro did have to jump off, but I've been working very, very closely with them on getting this going so I can sort of answer their questions. If there's anything further, let's see. Oh, this is a great question about an attendee list. So we are not doing an attendee list. But we have heard you and we have heard that this is something that's important. We do plan on rolling out a different program for 2024, but we don't have an attendee list. What you will be able to see though is when you do download the app, you will see all of the attendees will be uploaded in there. So you will have an idea of who's coming. You'll be able to request a meeting with them and chat with them directly and everything. And I'm not sure, and I apologize if Margie said this and I missed it, but one of I just did a count today and we have over 100 and I think it was almost 140 different distilleries so far registered in over 38 states. So we're really excited. There's a lot of people still registering, a few little stragglers in there. So it's going to be a great opportunity for you to connect with people and you'll be able, like I said, to see the attendee list that will be uploaded when the app is ready to go. I just saw a question pop through. Give me just 1 second here.
You did, Stephanie, and it's regards the sponsorship opportunities to still speak inside the exhibit hall. There are a number of those still available. We encourage you. Truthfully, this is the first time we are trying this in this vein this year. It's a manner for you to get in front of our audience outside of the booth. That might be a much shorter conversation. You can amass a larger body. You have the ability on the app, as do we, which we will be promoting. Come into the exhibit hall now to hear X. We'll be using this mobile app in a way that we haven't been able to use past mobile apps, with many more push notifications in terms of what's happening. So if you are interested, I would ask you immediately after this call to get in touch with Stephanie, who can help you find the slot that's appropriate for you. And I see, Craig, there is a question regarding move-in and move-out times.
Yep, I'm replying to that as we speak. But since I'm on the air here, sorry, I can't see at anything. Thursday, February 9th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the main move-in day. You also have move-in on Friday, February 10th, 8 a.m. to noon. And show opens at 1 o'clock Friday till 6 o'clock. And what I do ask, because we have to get the whole floor show ready, if you wait till 11 o'clock to move in, it's going to be tight. So to the best you can, the more time you can give yourself, the better, and the easier it is to have the show look like it's ready to host and ready to open. So, but I'll also put that in the chat so everybody's got it.
Thank you, Craig. One of the questions was social media hashtags, and I don't have those for you yet, but I definitely will. Thank you actually for the reminder on that, but we'll make sure we have that. I did send out with this email with the webinar, and I can send it to anybody who needs it. We did have our graphics team create a little email block, like a signature, if you will, that if you wanted to put that on your email that supports that you will be at the show. I wish it could have said which booth you're at, but we just couldn't get something like that created this time. But there is a little block if you want to do that as well, so you can encourage people to come see you at our show. Let's see.
Stephanie, may I add another thought here, which is, and you've heard Stephanie say, we hear you, we listen to you. That's why we're trying new things. Kirsten also acknowledged that we tried to put the education on the program that is not smack dab on the middle of what should be your peak hours. So we've done our best efforts with the feedback that we've received from you and our own sort of innovation here to put together a show that works for you. I would ask that you complete the exhibitor survey that you will receive. Are we able to put that on the app this year, Stephanie? Or will
I can put it on the app and I'll send it on an email as well.
And that's super important to us, but please understand, as we did a membership survey this year and it went out to members and affiliate members who are oftentimes on the exhibit hall floor. We asked you, when would you be your preferred dates to exhibit, and gave you different dates. Interestingly, those did not align very neatly with what attendees, the distilleries, wanted in terms of dates. So for next year, and our big reveal will be during our town hall meeting where we're going for our convention in 2024, we've done even then our best efforts to align what you all have said you wanted with what our distilleries have said that they wanted. Why it's important for you to complete the evaluation, and why it's important while we're there on site. If something's not working for you, let us know. We would much rather hear from you on site, particularly if it's something that we can adjust to make it work better with you, rather than have you get on a plane and feel disgruntled in some respect about our meeting. When I say that we're a family and we're in this together, I couldn't be more sincere in those words. We want this to work for you. We know it's expensive to travel. We know business is often hard to travel. We know you're leaving your loved ones, your friends for business, come to our event. So with that in mind, please know we want to hear from you at the show, in the evaluation, or you can always send any of us an email, which we will respond to, hopefully very quickly. And again, thank you for being with us. Stephanie, any closing remarks or additional thoughts?
I don't think so. If there's no more questions, I'll give you guys a little bit of your day back on this Friday. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And yes, exactly what Margie said. If you need anything, please let me know. I'm here to work with you. I am hopefully your partner and through all of this, with all of our great partners with Heritage and Bravura and the Convention Center. Please let me know if you need anything at all. And I look forward to meeting all of you and seeing you in 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Safe travels, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.